know exactly what's going on, and we do not bow down to you. We only bow down to God, and our oath is to the United States Constitution. Get yourselves in check right now!
A verbal beatdown broke out at tonight's Charleston City Council meeting. Medical professionals invited to share their opinions on the benefit of a mask mandate. Council to ultimately vote on a mandate inside public and private schools. In the matter of minutes, civil discourse became a flurry of name calling, where one doctor who spoke to the crowd told me they were spit on, called a whore, a white piece of trash, and a word we won't even say on TV, all in the presence of children, where the mayor was routinely interrupted, where respect for one another was tossed aside like a piece of trash. ABC News 4's Eli Brand joining us right now. He had a front row seat and has the fallout. And ultimately, Eli, what did council decide?
Well, Dean, the room's empty right now, as you can see behind me, but I promise you, just a few hours ago, you saw the video, you saw the scenes. This place was wide open and it was loud. What they were mainly complaining about was a potential mask mandate that the city of Charleston was going to talk about. It eventually got so bad that the mayor himself, John Tecklenburg, had to step in to try and calm the crowd about a mask mandate that eventually did not even pass.
Please cooperate with us.
A meeting about a mandate that pushed the mayor to the brink.
Hey, y'all, I'm really serious about this. I'm going to ask y'all to refrain from outbursts for these speakers.
A question he had to ask over and over again.
Time, Mr. McDonald. Light order, everybody. One person at a time.
Some moments so tense, Charleston's police chief himself stepped in to try and calm the crowd.
Yes, ma'am. Please proceed.
Hello?
Hey, y'all, come on.
Most of the 90 minutes was anything but calm during the public comment section. It led to this from Councilman Harry Griffin.
I've never been more ashamed. I've never been more ashamed than I am right now.
After public comment eventually ended,
let's prioritize people over money.
The room mostly cleared. Right after, council decided to take a 10-minute break. When they came back from that 10-minute break, about an hour later, they did get to that mask mandate that I said failed earlier. The first draft of that failed 3 to 10. The second draft failed 8 to 5. You have to have 9 votes to get it to pass. I talked to Mayor Tecklenburg after the meeting. He said he is definitely a proponent of everyone getting out their opinion, but he was disappointed in the way that it was handled tonight. And if you missed the show here tonight, the next council meeting is on September the 14th.
Now to a special report you'll see only on ABC News 4. It's getting harder to own a home in the Low Country. The median price of a home jumped up $57,000 in the last year. That's from data provided by real estate firm Carolina One. Bertie Hart spoke with home buyers, home builders, and home sellers to figure out what's driving those prices up and if they'll ever come back down.
We've been actively buying or trying to buy for the last 6 months.
A steady stream of inquiries.
It's very frustrating.
Olin Kramer says cash buyers have beat out every offer he's made on Park Circle homes for months.
Yeah, it's jumped. I mean, the first house we put a offer in on was, $400, and now we're at $525. At the same level of home that I want to buy.
He's not alone. Data from real estate firm Carolina One shows the average home in the Charleston metro area is now selling in about 30 days.
Buyers are having to be extremely competitive with their offers.
Real estate agent Abby Fessler says many homes sell even faster.
Most sellers can expect to have their house under contract in a couple of days. Sometimes it can be 24 hours.
She says Goose Creek, parts of North Charleston, and West Ashley are among the hottest low country areas. Historically low interest rates are a big driver of higher home prices.
Things are appreciating in Charleston about 1.75% per month right now. Now, we don't know if that's going to last forever. We don't know how long that will last, but that's definitely a motivation to become a homeowner.
The median selling price of homes in Charleston a year ago was $300,000. Homes just like these, though, today have now increased to $357,000.
That's the largest single-year price jump by far, but it is part of a years-long trend. In 2015, the median selling price of Charleston metro area homes was just over $228,000. It steadily increased every year since, including major jumps in 2020 during the pandemic.
If demand was cut in half right now, we don't have enough supply.
Jason Esposito is a home builder. He says the Low Country has 2,000 available homes and apartments, but for For prices to level out, that number needs to more than triple, which means a lot of new builds.
It'll take years. This is not something that we can work our way out of or through in the next 18 to 24 or even 36 months.
It's a slow process, largely because of permitting.
And it is a challenging place to build sometimes.
Matthew Fountains with Charleston Stormwater Management Department, he says it takes about a month to approve applications from developers, but most are sent back and forth multiple times, and that process can stretch out several months or longer.
If you want to come in with a conservative application that meets all the requirements easily and can demonstrate that, it'll be a quick review process. But if you're going to try to push to the edges of what's allowable, it will generally take longer because of the amount of review that goes through it.
Permits have to go through several other city departments for approval as well. And Fountain also says a shortage of personnel has led to backlogs, though that's starting to level out.
I don't think it's really going to dip back down.
A reality Olin Kramer fears could dampen his house search no matter how long he looks.
We're being patient, but it is really hard. Something hits the market and we go see it, and a day later it's gone.
A new law is going into effect tomorrow, and that could impact you getting pulled over if you're going too slow on the interstate. Our Sean Mahoney is working for you tonight and has more details on this new law and how it will try to ease congestion in the Lowcountry. Sean.
Well, yeah, Natalie, South Carolina currently ranks 31st in traffic congestion within the United States, but the majority of the traffic is coming from the Lowcountry, with Charleston statistically having the most traffic congestion within the Palmetto State. But with the introduction of the slowpoke law going into effect tomorrow, police officials say they hope that will change.
In my opinion, the traffic in South Carolina is very congested.
South Carolina drivers recently have been having a hard time getting around.
But with so many people moving here, the traffic has gotten so congested, and it's only going to get worse.
And a lot of that comes from slow driving, particularly in the left-hand lane.
There's been times where I've been very frustrated because somebody was in the left lane going very slow.
And police say that the slow driving can be dangerous for other drivers.
And if there's not a weather condition causing you to do that, or traffic's not causing you to do that, and then you get somebody that is running the speed limit, 60 miles an hour, they come up on somebody quickly, unfortunately collisions happen.
South Carolina currently averages the second most traffic fatalities per year in the United States, but police hope that the newly introduced slowpoke law will change that.
That's our main goal, is to keep everybody safe. And our roadways, unfortunately, we have a lot of fatalities.
The new law will require drivers on interstates who are not driving the speed limit in the left lane to merge to the right side of the highway. Drivers who do not can get pulled over and possibly fined.
Well, we hope it's going to cause less congestion in the area, as well as leave that lane open better for first responders, firefighters, EMS, law enforcement that are trying to get to a call to save someone's life.
And for South Carolina drivers, the new law may slow down some of their frustration.
I'm so glad that this law is coming into place, because that helps us out, the people who are trying to get to work and need the fast lane.
I'm not a fast driver, but I like the speed limit at least. And people don't, the speed limit ought to be over in the slow lane. So yeah, I think it's great.
But while the law brings excitement for smoother and faster roadways, police say that this does not mean drivers can get more reckless.
I know there are a lot of people that's excited about this law going into effect, but we want to make sure to make people aware that we still will be cracking down on speeding, seat belts, DUI. So just because one law comes into effect doesn't mean we're not going to look at other laws as well.
Now, while the slowpoke law goes into effect tomorrow, police say that for the first 90 days, people who are pulled over will be issued a warning. After that, officers have the option to issue citations up to $25.